being negative, it's easier than being positive. We have the power to change our lives. Nobody's coming to save us. We have the power to make the world a better place and to make ourselves a better being. I'm grateful for the bad things that have happened in my life. If it wasn't for the negative experiences, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vibrant Soul Society, The Conversations. I'm your host, Baba Sam, and today we have a very vibrant soul with us, Yana. So, welcome to the conversation, Yana.
Hello. Hi, Sam. So nice to connect with you.
Yes, nice to connect with you as well. So, let's begin here. So, who is Yana?
Yana is a divine woman, comes to mind, first of all, for whatever reason, who enjoys life and wants to make a difference in the world with what I do. I've become quite spiritual over maybe the last couple of years, and I absolutely love creating my own magic. And I want to teach others how to create the most amazing life. And part of my business plan is exactly that, to pass on the knowledge that I have gained over time, with a lot of research, a lot of experience, a lot of disappointments, of course, but it's how we learn, how we grow.
Exactly. So, before you got interested in spirituality, what was your life like before that shift?
Have you seen The Matrix?
Yes.
I still live in the Matrix, but we all do. It was a very normal, it was as we call normal life. What is normal? I suppose normal is having a 9 to 5 job, traveling to work. I lived in London at the time. I still have a full-time job. My current job works around me, when before I tried to please the employers to do what's best for the company, then what's best for me. It was a very dynamic life in London. Get up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, to get a train to go to work 40 hours a week, evenings, exercising, cooking dinner, watching TV, going to bed, and pretty much was every day like this, Monday to Friday. And then we can try to do something different. But before I stopped working in offices, I noticed that on a Thursday, I was already tired from the rat race, and I wanted to change something. And how we manifest things in our head with our thoughts. And then eventually our thoughts become reality without even realizing it. And I think that's, no, I think that's what happened to me. I just didn't know at the time that I was manifesting a better life for myself. I don't want to say the word, but the events from 4 years ago, uh, it was actually a good thing for me because I started working from home, and that showed me how much time I had for myself. Instead of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to travel to work, I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to exercise or to go for a walk or to watch TV. I had more time for myself. And this is how it all began, I think, just prioritizing what I want, not what others want. And eventually I moved to the countryside, and it's way nicer here. And I think it's because I'm away from London. London is a very negative place to be, and it somehow suppresses your energy. And here in the countryside, things are slower, it's quieter, and this helped me to find myself and to start my spiritual growth. And yeah, I started my first business venture. I think it was 2018. Started making skincare products. Then I think it was a couple of years ago, I completed mindfulness coaching course. And now I offer various products and services on my website because my dream job is to run my own business.
So it was just basically the lockdown happened. So you're sort of like,
Yeah.
okay, the rat race ended because I'm forced to
Yeah.
lock down. Then you had more time. And
Yeah.
through the more time, you're like, what is the life that I want to create for myself? Is that where you reached a point where you said,
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was at home, I had more time to watch YouTube videos, for example, and I found a lot of videos about people living off grid, or living closer to nature. And that inspired me to persuade that kind of lifestyle, not necessarily off grid, but being closer to nature and grow my own food and be self-sufficient rather than relying on the system to provide everything for me. Because I think that's part of the trick is the system is giving you all this, it's giving you the convenience, but actually at the same time it takes away your freedom. And I want to escape from that. And I am 50% there, but I am getting there slowly. The thing is, when you say unplug from the matrix, it's a state of mind. Everything is down to your mindset. If you change your mindset and you see the world as a beautiful place to live where you can have the best life, you will have the best life. But that takes time, it takes patience, it takes courage. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not prepared to do the work.
What would that work be for you?
First of all, is admitting to yourself that what you have, that you want more, that you want to work on yourself. It's basically being honest with yourself. And it's funny how it's easier to lie to ourselves than to lie to someone else. That's at least my opinion. Yes, it's just being honest with yourself and being strong enough to say, I want better life and I am going to do something about it. Another thing is just being positive. Have you noticed that being negative, it's easier than being positive? And it took me a long time to get into the habit of converting negative into positive. Now I'm not even trying to do it. My brain automatically switches to positive thinking. And I meditate a few times a week. I journal a few times a week. I exercise. I practice yoga, tai chi. I go for walks in nature every day. I think meditation and journaling helped me more than anything to find myself and learn to love myself and to respect myself and to stand up for myself, because there are a lot of people out there who will try to suppress your energy because they don't like the fact that you go against the narrative, that you want something more than the normal 9 to 5 life.
And I think this all comes down to our programming, that negativity. I think it starts in grade school when we start judging and comparing each
Yeah.
other, and it just builds and reinforces this but there's no self-love at that point. Like you're talking about, when you're constantly judging and criticizing yourself, there is no self-love. All it is lack. My hair's not right today. My clothes don't fit proper today. This, that, and the other thing. The mind just keeps going and going and
Yeah.
going. So I think that's what's really important, to say that there has to be something better than
Mm.
this, than to pursue that, which is what you did. A lot of people don't pursue that. They just figure, oh, this is my lot in life. This is what I'm stuck
Yeah.
with. And they stay in the matrix. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I see a lot of people that are stuck there.
We have the power to change our lives. Nobody's coming to save us. We have the power to make the world a better place and to make ourselves a better being. I think it's important to plant the seeds, but it's down to that person to make this decision and say, okay, as of today, I am going to change my life and I'm going to become the best version of myself. It's free will. Divine power doesn't interfere with free will. So at the end of the day, my content, I'm hoping to help people to understand that they can have a lot more and they can be a lot happier.
So their natural state is to be happy. Then the mind creates all these stories. The only thing
Yeah.
between you and your vibrant soul are your thoughts, are
Yes.
your belief systems, are your
Yes.
opinions. And that's all of it. And it's just this mind game that we play.
Yeah. As you said, thoughts. If I always say you attract what you are. If you think positive, you will attract positive. If you think negative, you will attract negative. If you think love, if you feel love, you will attract love. If you feel abundant, you will attract more abundance. I often talk about with friends and family about money blocks. And I said to a friend of mine not long ago, abundance is available to us at all times. But what we do is we create limitations out of fear or worries or what people are going to say. if I'm too rich or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what people are going to say. Choose you. If you choose you, the universe will reward you with amazing gifts. And I know this from experience because when you choose you, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know how else to describe how incredible my journey is. And I want everybody to have better lives. Just take that first step. And it might be scary, it will be difficult, but believe me, it's worth it. It's all worth it at the end.
Whatever you put out into the world returns back to you. That's the
Mm.
way it is. Whatever you put out, you get back. That's basically the cycle of life. If you're thinking
Mhm.
that the life is difficult, all these hardships and struggles, you'll get more of that.
I can give you so many examples. Not a few months ago, I think. Have you heard of a book called The Secret?
Yeah.
I read it and it blew my mind. And I don't know how much I paid for that book. It was an electronic copy. And I thought for, I don't know, 8, 9 pounds, I think it was, this book can change people's lives. The solution is actually out there. And there's so many people like you and me online trying to help people. The formula is very simple, but it's taking that first step towards change, isn't it?
Yeah, the mind hates change. The mind
Yeah,
wants to keep things very familiar, its comfort zones. It's really about stepping outside of that.
yeah,
And the mind does not like to step into the unknown. The mind doesn't care if you're pain, you're suffering, you're broke, poor relationships, whatever. The mind will keep it the same because it's familiar. So if you want to change it, it requires you to step into
mhm,
that unknown and have that leap of faith in yourself.
yeah. So I'm glad that you said that. So the ego mind, where most people exist still these days, the third dimension, if you want to call it. So what I like to say to people I work with is, so step away from your ego mind and focus on your heart chakra. So the ego will try and protect you from the unknown. That's what the ego is there for. But when you focus on your heart chakra, when you open up your heart chakra and learn to love yourself and respect yourself and value yourself, the ego mind will eventually go quiet. And God, that is very difficult, by the way, because I had to go through this a couple of years ago, but I did it. I did it. And sometimes my ego is still trying to play in my head, but I'm like, no, I'm going to listen to my heart. Whatever my heart is telling me, that's what I'm going to do. And it works. It really works.
And the biggest thing too is people don't trust themselves either.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the biggest thing is they can't trust. I know I need to do this, but they just don't have that belief and trust in themselves
yeah.
to actually do that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that comes again to the programming from early age. We try to impress parents, teachers, friends at school, friends outside school, colleagues, but we never actually try to impress us. We are too focused on what people are going to say. And if someone says something bad about us, we just accept it, and this is how our energy are getting suppressed, and this is how we lose trust in ourselves, and we lose the power of self. We lose the power of self by paying attention to what people say about us. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter what people say about us, because people can say whatever you want, whatever they want. It's important what you think about you.
Yeah. Deepak Chopra has a really good quote on that. The opinions of others are none of my business.
That is a good one. Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. It's a good one. I like to say that the only opinion that matters to me is my own. You can have opinion about you, and I can have different opinion about things, but I'm not gonna hate you because your opinion is different than mine. I'm not gonna hate myself because your opinion is different than mine. But I believe you're quite spiritual. We have come so far in our spiritual development that we can actually understand that we don't need the people's opinions to rule our life. I'd like to think that there is a shift. I'm sure there is a shift in energy, and a lot of people are waking up. But for some people, it's baby steps slowly, but we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. We just need to keep spreading the word, keep spreading the love.
Let go of all this hate, these opinions, creating wars over different opinions and all different ideas. No, come together in love and create a
Yeah,
new reality together.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really about spreading that love and just
mm,
lifting people up that are being down on themselves, and why you're taking that as your truth. And people don't have separation from their thoughts. They don't know who they are.
yeah. I agree. I still meet a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people who they're almost at the tipping point, almost at the transition. And I can see that they're getting there. There's something happens, something bad happens in their lives, and they take few steps back. And I'm trying to explain to them that this is happening because they need to learn their lesson. And this is by experiencing negative things in our lives, we become stronger and better. And yeah, I'm grateful for the bad things that have happened in my life. I am grateful now. I wasn't at the time. But if it wasn't for the negative experiences, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. And I'm sure you feel the same way about you.
That's it. So what was coming to me, you were talking about this tipping point. And one of the things the mind likes to do as we're doing this awakening process, meditation, journaling, whatever it will be, is as you get to that tipping point, the mind will drag up more stuff, will bring up more
Yeah,
stuff to create more fear because the mind doesn't want to give up control. So
yeah,
the mind throws more and more things in your path.
mm,
And I think that's where the difficulties or the challenges come when you're at that tipping point and you're getting close. Your mind says, "Oh no, we're not doing this. Here's some
yeah,
more stuff to drag into the present moment."
yeah, yeah. It happens. This is it's just part of the journey. Even though I'm quite spiritual, sometimes I still have to quiet my mind because we're talking about generational programming here. It's not just my lifetime, but it is what it is. I don't give up. I don't sit and feel sorry for myself. I accept how I feel. I acknowledge how I feel and just get on with things.
And that's one of the qualities a lot of people don't have, is that resilience that's required to keep
Yeah,
going, to pick yourself up and to
yeah.
take that step. All right, life knocked me down again. Let me
Mm,
get up, dust myself off, and take that another step.
yeah. Yeah, that's how we grow. It's part of the spiritual journey. And I'm sure even in 10 years' time, when I'm more spiritual than I am now, I will still face challenges, but I'm just going to have to face them and deal with them. What else can I do? We don't have another choice. We just have to face the reality and deal with it.
Yeah, I would say we're not really becoming more spiritual. We're just returning home back to our true
Yes,
nature.
that I agree. Yeah, that's a good saying. I agree with you because we are all psychics. We're all very powerful. We've just been suppressed over the years, different generations, and now we're trying to take our power back. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that we can really step into our power. That's how we change the world, is not by
Mm,
through criticism, through judgment, through love and acceptance and appreciation of one another, and this gratitude, because we're not seeing some of this gratitude and appreciation out there, that it's always competitive,
mm,
battling each other, fighting each other for
yeah.
infinite resources. We think everything
Yeah.
is so finite, but there's infinite resources out there.
I believe that there is Mother Nature, the universe, will never take away from us the abundance. Like I said to you earlier, abundance is available to us. What we create is limitations. Limitation by saying, oh, but there isn't enough food in the shop for me, or there isn't enough money in the bank for me. If you keep thinking like this, you're not going to have anything. So instead of focusing on not having enough, focus on having more than enough. And you will start receiving. What I also want to mention here is reprogramming our brain. So with daily affirmation, we can change our mindset from negative into positive. So instead of saying to yourself, "Oh God, I'm so broke again," say, "Oh, I'm so wealthy. Money's coming to me from everywhere." Or, "Oh, I love myself today. I look amazing." And if you say this to yourself every single day, you will reprogram your brain and you will see that you will notice the difference in how you feel and how you think. And because you've chosen to do your inner work, the universe will reward you with more abundance.
It's only
Mm,
our mind that makes it positive or
yeah.
negative. So just be here first. Then you can start with the intent of what the life you want to create. And from their essence, they create their life, their
Mm,
dreams.
yeah. Yeah, of course, like I said earlier, you have your opinions about something. I have my opinions about something. And the whole point of this connection or connecting with other people is to talk about these things, to have a civilized conversation, not shouting at each other, oh, you're wrong. I'm right. That's the ego talking. That's 3D talking. I don't want to get there.
We just need
Yeah.
teachers to point us back home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we're doing, just shining the light, saying, you have the power within you.
Yeah. We all have the power within us. And it's there. We just need to embrace it.
Yeah, that's part of the challenge for a lot of people. They can't embrace it. They can't embrace the goodness for some reason. For some people are so locked in the negativity, that programming
Yes.
from earlier years, they
Yeah.
can't embrace life. That's probably where affirmations could come in handy if people that can't break through.
Mm,
Maybe they need to go to positive mindset first
yes.
before they can get into their heart. Affirmations do have a purpose if
Yeah.
they're locked into fear and their mind is so encased in fear, they need a way, an avenue to see a piece of light,
Yeah.
to create a crack in that shell.
Yeah. 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 Because yes, I agree with you that the thoughts are constantly in our heads, but we can control our thoughts. And this is sometimes I get really annoyed with some of my friends who can be quite negative, and I'm thinking, why are you so negative? Why don't you just switch the way you think? That's down to them. I can't control them. I'm trying to inspire them, but they need to make the decision at the end of the day.
When they really reach rock bottom, then they'll
Yeah.
change. That's usually the catalyst for a lot of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
reaching rock bottom.
Yeah, I believe that the universe is sending us signs and lessons at all times. And if we refuse to see the sign, the lessons become nastier and nastier. And I know this from experience. And at some point, you will have no other choice but to make a change. And changes don't have to be bad. That's another thing. People seem to be very afraid of changes. Changes can be good. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people are just afraid of the unknown.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we have to say it's going to be okay. And that's what reminds me, like, life will keep repeating itself in a worse way until you
Yeah.
turn it around. That was
Yes.
my case as well. My health issues were getting worse and worse. So it was like, okay, so now we're going to take away your ability to walk. We're going to force you to go inward. That's what it was with me with the MS. I was forced to go inward. So universe will deliver whatever
Yeah.
you
Oh,
need.
yeah. Always.
Whatever you put out to the universe, it returns back to you.
Yeah.
And that's a really important concept that you were talking about before, is that if the universe is giving you signs, if you're not paying attention to those signs, it's going to give you a stronger and stronger
Oh, yeah.
message.
Yeah.
Change your ways.
Yeah. It will be like a deja vu. It's been happening to me the last few months. And because I worked on myself and I changed my mindset and I let go of so much fear, I now deal with negative situations a lot better than I did a few months ago. And even though I'm quite spiritual, I'm still learning every single day, and I'm quite happy with what's coming my way and working on myself. But again, that's my personal choice. So,
Because we're always on the spiritual journey and we're never
oh yeah,
done the spiritual journey. It's no one sticks a fork in you and say, "Oh, you're done now." No,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
life.
yeah. This is a journey. Healing is a journey, not a destination. I like to say. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, it is a process to keep
Yeah.
going, to keep pushing ahead. So how do folks reach out to you if they want to contact you?
The best way will be social media or from my website. I'm going to have a new website soon, but for now, my current website and my social media links will be the best way to find me.
All right, I'll put them in the show notes so people can find you. What's the biggest tip you would give someone on their starting that I need to change my life, things are not going well? What's the first thing they can do?
Self love.
So how would they start the process of self-love? I know some people cannot look in the mirror and say, I love you.
You're going to have to, because this is the thing, you're just going to have to face what you don't want to face. And this is part of the spiritual journey, facing the reality. Just learn to love yourself, to respect yourself, to value yourself. Choose you. Choose, like I said earlier, choose you and the universe will reward you. Absolutely self love, because love is, for me personally, love is everything. Love is healing. It's beautiful. And I might just mention here very quickly a personal story. And I'm saying self love because I learned to love myself. I met my soulmate, and I am so happy. I don't, I've never been happier in my life. I, I am happy alone, but I'm happy with him because I've learned to be happy on my own. And I've experienced 2 years ago, I think it was, a very bad breakup. And I was in a very bad place emotionally. And it took me a long time to repair my broken heart. But here I am. I'm still doing my inner work. And because I've learned to love myself, I attracted my soulmate. I attract more money. I attract more opportunities. I manifest pretty much anything I want.
That's great.
So I would say definitely self-love. Love is the key to everything.
Yet love is the key, that we let go of all judgment, all criticism
Yeah.
about ourselves and others, and just saying we're all vibrant soul, trying to do our very best based on our awareness and
Mm.
understanding of the situation.
Yeah, I love that. I like this vibrant souls. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Yeah, I'm really glad that when I connect with other people, I can learn something from them.
We're always learning from each other if we're
Mm.
aware and present with
Yeah.
them as opposed
Yes.
to in our own agendas.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Yana, so great to be with you today. Thanks for joining us in the conversation.
Thank you for inviting me. It was very nice to meet you too.